Hey there, Cancer. Amber here. Welcome to your June work slash career slash life path reading. It's also going to be a love portion to the reading too at the end of the video. So yeah, thank you for stopping by and welcome again to your reading. I apologise for the May readings not coming out. Unfortunately, Mercury retrograde started to, really let me know that it was time to update my technical equipment and pretty much put a stop to all of my communication. So I really do apologise that I wasn't able to make the videos for you. But this month I will definitely be making it up to you by making the videos on time this month. So as I said, we're going to start off with work slash life path energy, and I can see here that overall the energy for the month is going to be hard work, a lot of maybe pressure, stress, maybe a lot of changes or something is happening, but you've definitely got a lot on your plate. And I see you here in the outcome moving on quite quickly, quite confidently, and actually quite optimistically. Okay. And interestingly enough, at the bottom of the deck we've got the Ten of Clubs, which is essentially the same as the Ten of Wands card. They're both fire energies. So definitely this month it's going to be about hard work, resilience, working smart, having a lot on your plate, and all that kind of stuff this month. And it looks like you kind of maybe have reached a decision in some way. That's what's caused you to move on, try something new, have a new job. And I think the new job that you have found, or the new career path, or this new endeavour you're embarking on, meets you, excuse me, it's hay fever, meets you quite well. And I think you really do like this new opportunity. It makes you feel quite emotionally content and comfortable. You may feel like you just really get along with the people that you're working with, and it's just a great new opportunity that really makes you happy and gives you some sort of emotional fulfillment. So there's that change that's kind of happening. And then we see the challenge to this as the Wheel of Fortune and the Nine of Wands. So you're going to have to be quite resilient. It looks like there is a new beginning, but it may take a little bit of time. You may have to show persistence to allow this change to happen. It may be that you need to kind of bring in your own luck. That's what this combination kind of says to me, is that you need to put the work in, you need to be resilient, you need to make these changes happen. So that might be the case. That change is possible. There is a new opportunity available to you. It's probably a very lucky opportunity for you. However, you will need to put the work in to make that happen. And and you have to be resilient. You'll have to kind of go with the changes. It may be a bit of a bumpy ride as well, this change. It may not be very comfortable, especially with the Seven of Swords and the Five of Swords here. And the Ten of Wands as well. There's a lot of heavy energies. And it may not be a very comfortable change. So you're going to have to kind of hang on in there and stick it out. We see you here as well. Being quite reminiscent of the past. Being quite sentimental. But I think this is really about, this is just your energy as a Cancerian. I think that you're just very much in your element, very much, as most Cancerians would, naturally likes kind of those home comforts, that comfort, that familiarity. You know what I'm trying to say. You're quite focused on that. That seems to be, you know, you seem to have found your center in that sense. I think you are acting from your heart space. You are moving in a direction that brings you security because it makes you feel comfortable. So again, I think just like with Gemini that I read for before, there's this focus on security, and you're willing to put the hard work in to get that. And ultimately, this is what you've always wanted. You always wanted, you know, that for you, that's your ultimate kind of wish. And that's very normal for Cancerians, because you will tend to have kind of long-held dreams. You don't forget things. You are moved by memories. So, you know, your memories that you have are important to you. Any long-held wishes actually really mean something to you. And your long-held wish, I think, is to have that financial security, happy home, etc. And that's what you're that's what's motivating you this month, is that financial security. And it's interesting because we've got 2 diamonds with 2 cups cards. So it's obvious to me that your financial security very much ties into your emotional security, and you're looking for that, and you're quite resilient here, or you're having to be quite resilient and work quite hard to achieve that and really push through, because the Wands card talks about passion, action, and being assertive, and sometimes being a bit pushy, being a bit bossy, being a bit demanding, you know, really kind of pushing things in the direction that you want them to go, literally physically. So literally making one person do something, or putting a certain process into action. So you have to do a lot of acting, a lot of doing this month, in order to reach your goal, which looks to be, you want to move on. You want to do something that is maybe more creative, more healing, that brings you more emotional satisfaction. It could be that the work that you're doing, you know, is not bringing in the money that you want, and therefore isn't emotionally satisfying for you. You know, because as I've said, there's this close tie between money and emotion for you this month. And ultimately, you're not going to be content emotionally. You're not going to feel like you're really in a job that makes you feel emotionally secure and successful, if you don't have the right kind of finances, I think, or the right kind of pay. We see you in the past, again, another water energy with another earth energy. Got a lot of water and earth going on here. Emotional security and financial security are definitely tied in. So in the past, we've got you working very hard on a project, putting your heart into it. Being quite emotional though. So you could have been working really hard towards something all along, you know. You could be, this could be an ongoing project that's very close to your heart. But ultimately, this is in the past. So in the near past, you've been working very hard on a project that I think was very close to your heart, that that I think, again, I think you've just been really focused on this kind of security. You're looking for security. You're putting work into developing your skills. And I mean, this could be a person. It could be that you're working with another water sign, or this could just be representing you working really hard towards something. So you may have this project that you're working really hard towards. And it's like a long-held dream. It's something you've been doing for a long time that you really do care about. Um, and you may have only maybe just started to make money from it. But you have to kind of keep working to keep that going, keep that momentum going. And you see yourself here, with your main focus being the Seven of Swords. So again, this is like carefully planning and plotting a way to make something work. So I think you recognize that you've got a lot on your plate and you're just really trying to figure out, okay, so where can I cut corners? Where can I make this work a bit better for me? How can I be smarter about this? But I think as well, if you're leaving a job, because we've got the Eight of Hearts here, which again corresponds very much to the Eight of Coins. So you could be kind of sneaking away from a job, leaving a job. You could have put a lot of work into something previously and now kind of found a new job that you really like, and you're kind of figuring out a way how you can kind of sneak out. But I think you do recognize that that the job that you had was, to a certain extent, making you quite happy, but ultimately not making you totally happy. I don't think it was giving you that financial security that you were really looking for. So you may feel like, you know, they may have given me a lot, but I'm going to take what you've given me and I'm going to cut. I'm going to go and I'm going to reach for the 9th cup. I'm going to keep going forward to follow my dream. And then in the near future, we've got the Hierophant. So this could talk about possibly studying. You could decide to, you know, focus on developing new skills to enable you to have more options. With the Eight of Spades here, this tells me that there's a certain amount of feeling trapped in some way. You may feel bound by some sort of red tape or policies and procedures, and so therefore you may be being quite sneaky to try and get out of it. You could have to be careful, not sneaky, but having to be very clever. And you know, if they say, well, you've got to hand in your notice on this date in order to get this, or you need to do this and this to get a certain amount of severance pay or pay to leave, or there's something around policies and procedures that because there's another card here which talks about kind of playing the game to get what you want and being a bit heartless about it and making yourself happy here for your own contentment, for your own happiness. People actually see you as being a lot less emotional, and realizing, I think, that your emotions actually are very much tied into money and material things and security, which is normal for a Cancerian. And I think people maybe see that in you, that you are being a lot more cutthroat now. You're really fighting for your own happiness and your own contentedness. You're going for that 9th cup. You know, this is like the 9 of Cups, really. There could be a bit of red tape or restrictions and rules that you may have to kind of get around, that may leave you feeling in the near future like you just can't move because you have to wait until you can go. But ultimately you will be going. But there will be a lot of work to do. It could be as well, be careful, they could just be giving you a lot of work to do because they know you're leaving. So again, it talks about keeping, it's good to keep good secrets is what they say. And I always say that it's always good to keep good secrets. So it may be that you don't want to really talk too much about the move that you want to make, if you feel they're going to just give you more work to do because they know you're leaving, so they kind of give you this added pressure. I don't know, but there's a chance of that. There's a chance of this kind of backstabbing energy here in your environment. But because it's coupled with the 9 of Cups or the 9 of Hearts, I just see it as people to see you kind of find your own corner, being willing to cut ties where you need to cut them. But they see that you're happy to do this. They see that you're happy to move, and you are kind of following your heart. And you're also, being a bit cutthroat to ensure that you get what you want. you know, you're thinking of yourself here. And again, you see yourself as thinking of yourself. You see yourself as being quite focused on moving forward, not looking back. You see yourself as starting something new with the Fool card here. You are on a new adventure. You are having faith. You are moving forward. You're following your heart. And yeah, you're taking the new options. You are leaving something behind here with the Two of Diamonds. But I think even as you are moving on to something new, you are still having to kind of juggle the old and the new at the moment. But definitely a new opportunity has come in, and I think you're just going through that transitional period of leaving one thing and moving into the new. In your hopes and fears, so you could be fearing that any secrets that you've had come out amongst your co-workers. Or you could just be fearing that there's not, you know, you don't know everything. You can't see everything. There's still things you need to learn, and you may know that you might need to go back to school, you might need to study, and maybe you're fearing that a little bit. However, it looks like here that, you know, the advice here is that one, it could be quite fruitful in terms of pay. And I think you're just looking again for stability, because this card also talks about kind of laying a very kind of basic foundation on things. So you could be just hoping that, you know, down this road that you're traveling with the Eight of Cups, that you will find a certain amount of security, as I've said, and that your intuition to move forward is correct. Yeah. So yeah, you've got this kind of clarity where you're being a lot more decisive, a lot less in your feelings. Although, you know, we can see here that you are in your feelings, but I think that's just a natural kind of position for you to be in as a Cancerian. You will... Sorry about that, Cancer. Okay, so yeah, I was just saying that... Keep knocking this camera. Yeah, so you're basically... you've got a new awareness, you've got clarity now, you understand exactly where you want to go. And with the Knight of Swords here, you're doing it quite bravely, you're not looking back, you're not thinking too much. That might be what this is about, like people actually see you as being quite cutthroat, because the Knight of Swords can be quite cutthroat. He can quite quickly make a quite swift decision and not look back. And that's your kind of energy for the month. I think because you've got so much on your plate, you don't have much time to really be entertaining anything that isn't going to be serving you. So you're quite decisive, you know exactly where you're going, you've got your future ahead of you and you can see it. Yeah, and then this is just like the reevaluation of energy, like of a reevaluation energy, where maybe you're just really looking at the past to see how far you've come, and that's then led to this kind of determination to kind of move in a different direction, or be more decisive, be a bit more cutthroat, and also led to the clarity, giving you that clarity of where exactly you are and where you're going, and now you recognise that you need to put in some work to get there. Luck is on your side and the change is here, however you're going to have to put some work in to get that, and that's like physical work. So it may be that you will need to go and study, or take on more responsibility in a new job or something like that, but you are moving, you are leaving, and you are doing it very passionately, and you're quite excited and enthusiastic to be moving on. So yeah, looks good. I'm going to go ahead and pull some cards here from the Mirror Love Oracle deck for Cancerians for love, June 2017. Okay. Money. That was your main focus. Passion. And the Dark Mail seems to be to have your attention. You are going through work, so yeah. The person you're seeing is trying to court you, trying to be very charming. You, however, maybe want more of an open relationship or see them as being more of an open relationship kind of candidate, and they see you as a blonde female. So they see you as very determined. And when I see blonde female, I think really it's just talking to like that fire energy that, you know, you would usually associate like red hair or blonde hair with green eyes or blue eyes with a more fire signed individual. So yeah, I think they see you as just very passionate, like you want to have fun. So, and then we've got the beauty queen at the bottom of the deck. So this could be your advice that, you know, you may need to recognize that your own self-worth, and have faith in yourself and your beauty and ability to attract the love into the light in your life that you want. But ultimately, you just might be saying that this month you're just very attractive. Obviously, with the 9 of hearts there, and how people see you, people may see you as very attractive, very happy. Ultimately, when someone's very content and emotionally happy, they naturally come across as being very attractive and approachable. So, you know, you really are shining this month, I think. Spirit is saying, yes, there is a focus on money here. So I think Spirit might be saying that, look, if you feel that this is an open relationship, Spirit is saying, don't worry, you need to really focus. The reason why maybe there's not so much pressure on you right now is because you've got enough pressure already. And that's to do with work. So Spirit could actually be helping you out there and saying there's a focus on money. It could be that you could be working with this person as well. And that maybe both of you together could make money together. Possibly that could be more of where you'll get the benefit from each other is working together. But ultimately what challenges you is passion. So it could be that you guys aren't very physically intimate at the moment. It could be that there's some sort of blockage there with the passion between you two. The challenge could be that, you know, with it, you know, you seeing them as open relationship, them seeing you as blonde, they may really, as a blonde female, that kind of fiery, very sexy, attractive kind of energy, they could be very sexually attracted to you and want to court you. Or maybe they're having to realize that they have to kind of slow down and court you. And they're not going to get this passionate thing just like that because you see them as wanting maybe one thing or see them as not wanting to make a commitment. So you could be kind of slowing things down, focusing on work, and this passion is kind of on hold. Or it could be that you guys are just very passionately attracted to each other, and no matter what you do, you're still, you know, connecting on a passionate level. And that, you know, maybe you just can't seem to kind of keep your hands off each other, you know. And maybe Spirit is saying, okay, yeah, we know there's a focus on money. You may find that there's a lot of passion available to you. But really, you know, you're learning about work, you're learning maybe about your skill set, about how to be your own boss, how to maneuver in a company, having to sometimes be a bit cutthroat in, you know, the commercial world, in the corporate world. You may be realizing that there's certain cards that you need to pull that might not be that pretty in order to get the security that you want, and that's your focus. And your partner is learning about the courting man, so again your partner could be learning that he's not going to just be able to waltz in and have this passion and have this open relationship. He's going to have to learn how to do all this courting. He's kind of maybe trying to figure out how to get on your good side, how to court you, figure out what you like, what you don't like. And he could be a dark male, or this could be you. But I think that it's actually the person. I think it's actually the other person, because he's facing that way. So yeah, could be just a dark male who's very attractive. That's the challenge, you know, you're trying to focus on your money and your work. You know that he's may not be offering you something stable, you're beautiful, you're attracting him, and you're attracted to him too. And that might be the energy as well, is that it's beauty. It's the fact that you're both attracted to each other, and that's the overall energy for the month, is that there's going to be a very deep attraction to this dark male, between this blonde female and dark male, or but just between you both, whatever gender, colour hair you have or whatever. But yeah, definitely courting going on with a view, I think, to get the passion on, but you may see it as an open relationship and therefore feel that it doesn't offer you that security, and therefore want to just focus mainly on your work and not really want to waste any time on it. And it's like Spirit is saying the same thing. It's like saying, yeah, money is the focus, or money could be getting in the way. It could be, possibly. But then I don't really see that here, because I don't think it's a problem. I just think that that's what you're focusing on, and it's kind of putting a hold on the passion. So he's having to kind of figure out ways to, or she's having to figure out ways to court you and to get your attention. But I think they already have your attention, but you may not be interested in an open relationship, or you may see them as just a fling, possibly because of your money situation and your money goals. And you could just be enjoying your beauty, enjoying the kind of people that you're attracting, and not really, because they do see you as this kind of carefree kind of spirit. He's quite passionate, you know. And you could just be enjoying that. And maybe he's the courting man, maybe he wants to kind of like take things very slowly and court you properly and all this stuff, and you know, you may just see them as an open relationship. So it could be that. Let's see what else is underneath here. Past life and true love. Yeah, young female again. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if it is a past life and if it is true love, then, you know, it will all kind of fall into place at the right time, so there's no rush. I guess just for this month, just enjoy, and I guess get that security, because ultimately that's what's going to make you most feel emotionally content, and that's what the focus is, having emotional contentness through security. So again, Spirit is saying focus on money, because that's actually what's going to bring in that development, that personal development for you as well. So maybe this is all that you could offer right now. I could be wrong, could be the opposite way around, but I'm sure you'll let me know in the comments. That is the end of your reading though. I will be doing a more extended love reading, in looking into how he or she feels about you later on, either this week or next week, but definitely in the next 2 weeks. And yeah, if you enjoyed the video, found it helpful, you think it might help someone else, please like, share and subscribe the video. Subscribe to my channel, I should say, really, sorry. And yeah, if you'd like your own personal reading, look in your own personal circumstances, get in touch with me at symbolsforliving@gmail.com. I'd be more than happy to help. Otherwise, take care, and I'll see you later on in the month. Bye.